Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we got a request from a subscriber that says he's been playing one of the systems that I showed previously on my channel, and he's been playing that every day and has not lost yet. So he requested me to build it and run a test on it with the new software, with the new feature. So we're gonna go ahead and do that today. So the original one that was shown was called Street Rundown, and there was a huge claim that it never failed after 50,000 spins. Now, this was sent by an Inner Circle member, and although Tony didn't claim it was his, he did say he came across it on another channel, so he sent it to me to test, and it tested out well. Right now, I'm going to show you a screenshot of the performance grade from the 90 spin survival test. So you can see it did survive all 90 spins. It ended up making $107. The highest level that it reached as far as the progression, it only went up to 11. So today we're going to run it into the software, and we're going to use real live spin data to see how it performs. And we're trying to make a profit goal of $1,000, and we're going to do it over multiple sessions with different spin data. Also, I did a deeper dive into the way this works and the way that the odds are shifted into our favor and why it works. So I did run a detailed analysis in AI to figure out those numbers. I will go over all of that towards the end of the video. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to start a session. Again, our balance for this one is going to be 2,619. That's going to be the bankroll set for running our 3 streets. So let's go ahead and set things up for you guys. I'm going to pull up. I want to show you this real quick. Just give you an overview if you have not seen this yet. This is the new strategy, right? This is a new strategy builder. And you could you could build any strategy you want. You could customize it however you want. There's not a limit on how many you can build. There's only a limit how many you can have active within the software, and that limit's 9. But you can always go ahead and interchange them. So right here, I'm highlighting, you could see the available parameters to the left. And if you want to add it, all you do is simply push it over to the right. That's going to be your active parameters, your configurations. You can see right here, you could put custom progressions in here. Today's video, we're going to be doing a custom progression. This one is built for a different strategy. So of course, I'm just going over, just giving you an overview of our strategy builder. And again, you could build any strategy you want. You could customize all the configurations. It's easy to do. And if you scroll up here at the top, let's say you're done building it, you save your strategy, you can export it, you could import it and share it with other members. Right here, you click activate. So this one's called mod slices. And so you click on that and you can see these 9 spots. You could always interchange them however you wish. But then once you add it there, then it gets implemented and pushed into the software. So you can start running back tests. If those back tests work out well, then you could actually run it against real live casinos with your strategy. So let's go ahead and open the back test mode. We're going to select our file for this one. Let's go ahead and select, let's see, we got a big boy right here, 2,500 spins. Let's go ahead and start with this one. Again, this is collected from real casinos, real tables, real dealer. This is not RNG numbers. This is not computer generated numbers. So we are going to go and find our strategy. So I didn't have to build this strategy because we have what's called Street Slayer Tornado. And it does exactly what the original Street Rundown does. So you can see right here, number of streets. We're going to boil it down to 3 because that's what was shown originally. All these 3 will work together and reset in session profit together. This virtual loss right here, we can put virtual losses, which are misses, before it puts a bet down. So for instance, what we're going to do is set it at 10 right here. I'm going to adjust this through the different tests, but we're going to put it at 10. And all these other configurations, these are basically configurations that are used to protect your bankroll. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm turning all of these off. I'm going to make sure that they're all off. That way it runs through without any safety parameters on, just to see how it performs. So of course, you guys, plenty of you guys that follow the channel know that I do play conservatively. So I do like to have all these set up specifically to how I like to play. So of course, we're doing the custom, and I'm going to show you what we're adding in. It's going to be a custom progression. Again, these three streets are going to be running different bets simultaneously, but they're going to reset in a new session profit as they're playing one complete strategy, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put it in there. You could see I will have the progression down in the description below. I will also pin a comment so it's easy for you guys to find. And of course, today we're going to just use $1 as the unit size. We are going to reset in session high. Let's close that. We saved our parameters. And right here, we're just making sure it's set at $1 for the base unit. And we are going to start test number 1. Okay, so visuals on so you could see. Right now it's not placing a bet yet because again we set up that miss threshold at 10, so it's waiting for 10 misses for it to find those streets to bet on. And I'm going to leave the visuals on for now just so you can kind of see the progression and how it goes. But eventually I'm gonna switch it off, and when I switch it off, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through these tests. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna go review again. I'm gonna talk about the AI analysis that I ran. Very interesting information in there. Very, very interesting. And what it does is I'm gonna explain how it's shifting the odds into your favor using these three streets. Very interesting. So stay tuned and watch till the end. Okay, we're at 60 spins right now. We are up in profit. I'm going to speed it up right now, and I will catch up with you guys at the end of the video. In between each test, I will go ahead and post the stats to show you the performance. Okay, so that wraps up the testing. But before I go the numbers, I mentioned shifting odds earlier. But first, before we could attempt to shift those odds into our favor, there's one thing we need to figure out first, and that's to know your expected odds and before implementing this strategy. So let's go over some of the analysis that I ran in AI. So shifting the odds, I ran over 2,000 numbers of real spin data in AI, right? So we know through testing that streets can go cold for a long time. Sometimes I've seen them hit or missing 80 to 90 times before it actually hits. Okay, so this is a 3 street strategy, right? This is not a single street strategy, it's 3. So after running those 2,000 spins, this is what I found. Longest single street to miss before it got a win was 71 spins. Now, overall, the average between all of the streets combined was an average of 11.68 misses before one came up and won. That's the average, but I wanted to highlight the ones that went the longest on that cold streak, and that was 71 spins. Now, with that same data set, the same 2,000 spins, I picked out the 3 worst performing streets, which ended up being street number 1, the 4th street, and the 10th street. Then I ran these in AI to run the analysis again, asking what's the longest this group of 9 numbers, because now we have a total of 3 streets covered, coming out to 9 numbers. How many times did that miss consecutively? And the answer was 19. Now that we know that, this strategy is built out with 22 levels of progression. Okay. So you can see how now there's about a 3 miss cushion right there. Well, okay, going into this next phase, and I'm not going to go into all the parameters and all the safety measures because I only tested one. I'm going to slide this over here so you could see. So I took these notes. This is what we tested. So you can see up over here, we got virtual misses. This is how many misses a street requires before the software will place a bet on that street. Okay, so we did it with 10 misses, 15 misses, 20 misses. In that last test run, we just let it go wide open. So what it does is just randomize the bets. So with that being said, now we know that even with those 3 worst performing streets, it still came out to 19 on average. These are averages I'm talking about. There's 22 levels of progression. Now, if you're to set that virtual miss at 10, you could see how that gives you even more cushion and bend those odds more into your favor. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look over these and see what's going on. Of course, this is named Street Slayer Tornado. It's named Tornado because whatever amount of streets you decide to play with, it's going to play them individually, but they're going to be grouped into one strategy, meaning if you have a session reset at session high, then it's going to reset in a new session high, no matter if it's offset in different progressions on each bet. Okay, so of course, we're using a $2,619 bankroll. That's the 22 progressions. Unit size was $1. You can see right here, first test run made $14.89 in profit. These were all the profit highs. The next one hit the lowest, but it still made $1,000. We're shooting for $1,000 before I stopped the test. That was $1,070. This one went over 2,000. This one was 1,400. And this down draw, this is how much it went into the negative. All right, so the highest we went, or the lowest we went, was this one right here. Let's see which one that was. That was virtual miss 20. Okay, so we went minus $1,000 into our bankroll there. Of course, we still had bankroll wiggle room, and the lowest we dipped down was this last test run, which is kind of interesting because that one didn't have any virtual miss thresholds set up on it, and that one only went minus 374. Now check out this. So within those 4 different sessions, the average comes out to a little over $1,500 in profit. The average down draw, you can see right here, is minus 677, and the average spins to reach that $1,000 goal is about 164. Okay, we had this outlier right here. That was the one that kind of dipped the lowest, but it did come back, and that took 230 spins. But it looks, if I were to average these other 3 separately, it would probably be like around 130, 140 spins, somewhere around in that ballpark. But here's another one to highlight is the $6,103 in profit made between all four of these sessions. Okay, these are based off the highs that they reach, but again, you've seen sometimes they would dip down low, but boom, they'll jump back in profit plus some. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this strategy down in the comments below. Let me know if there's any adjustments you think that I should make. I have played around with this in the past, and sometimes more streets can be good. Sometimes it could be bad. Let me know if there's different configurations you want to see tested, or if you guys have any ideas of your own. If you guys have any strategies, I do have an email set up, roulette.strategy777@gmail.com. You can always send me in your strategies. If you have any custom progressions, that's awesome. I could build it, I could run it, I could test it against real spin data on this channel. Okay. And with that being said, if you're interested in the software, it's available for the next 30 days. We have a killer special right now. So go ahead and check out the link in the description below for more information. And with that being said, till next time, guys, be cool, stay cool, peace.